oh, it's just totally different skier. We still see some habits from some years ago, but it's getting less and less, and we've been seeing some really good stuff.
Technically, Adam should not even be capable of skiing right now.
Oh, not too much.
He's ruptured his ACL, the anterior cruciate ligament, the key support of the knee. It needs surgery, but there's no way this guy is going to take time out from his busy schedule, nor deviate from the plan. His whole life has been geared towards the Winter Paralympics in March next year.
Adam had a knee injury, when was that, 2 years ago? So Adam ruptured his ACL, and the ACL is the major ligament that lives inside the knee and makes the knee stable. So most people couldn't ski without an ACL. Most people have to have surgery, but because of the way Adam skis and because he's a stubborn bugger, he's opted for to ski without the ACL injury, without surgery. So on days when Adam can't wear a knee brace, we just use tape instead.
A lot, actually.
Adam's pretty good at sort of defying the odds and saying what we sort of go, what are you doing and how are you skiing without an ACL, and he sort of gets up on his skis and shows us it can be done.
Ever since he was a tiny boy, he's always wanted to go fast. He doesn't think it's a problem. He just gets it strapped, or he wears his knee brace, and he's worked on lots of physio around keeping himself fit and strong over and above that. So I just trust that he knows what he's doing. It does worry me, but he knows.
He has passion and he has desire, so he pushes really hard, and sometimes that desire causes him trouble physically because he's sometimes physically not capable, but I think the desire is the most strength part of him.
Word's got out about the standard of competition in New Zealand. That's attracted snowboarders from the US, Canada and the Netherlands. A number of the athletes are amputees, each with their own style.
Absolutely. You must have seen some big changes in technology, adaptive technology in the prosthetic. So I guess just tell us what you've got now and how it works.
You bet, you bet. What I'm wearing right now is called the Pathfinder 2. This is essentially what I would call the top of the line currently. What it is it's the same shock that's on a good deal of mountain bikes, actually. In America, I always will take this into bike shocks and people are like, oh, that's a Fox shock, you should upgrade or you should do this. And I'm like, well, no, I'm pretty sure it's the shock that's meant to be on this piece of equipment. But what the shock is for is to absorb a lot of the impact. So for snowboarding, this is a great leg because you take so much impact when you're out there on the hill. Just even going over bumps or going over jumps, all that kind of stuff. The shock is really good for dampening a lot of the shock that would come up normally right up into your stump. And then the metal is a carbon fiber, which gives you a little bit of a spring off of your toe. So again, it works really well for snowboarding in the sense that it's a very lively foot. So as I'm on my toe side edge carving, this leg will take up some of that impact and actually disperse the impact on the toe side as well. So this leg works very well for every aspect of snowboarding generally.
So this one is a hydraulic, which just mimics, general swing, pretty much everyday activities, standing, walking. Maybe a little bit of light jogging. It's not exactly for running, but and then this one just mimics the quad muscle, and it's just a one-way quad. So it's not the quad that can pick your leg up, it's just the quad that can absorb impact and then release it when you're ready to stand up again.
Oh, I've broken quite a few. I was actually testing a leg for a guy who later sold it to a prosthetic company, and I think I broke 6 of his in 6 days. These ones are really well made. That said, I probably go through about 1 of them a year, which is pretty out. It's quite a bit for your average amputee.
And what about the golf shoe, mate? What's up with that?
The function part of it is that it's got spikes on the bottom, so when I'm skating, it actually gives me a good deal of traction in the lines.
Because you're pushing off with your back foot.
Exactly. And it's a weight issue, so what I have done is I've modified my snowboard binding a bit to be able to clamp down over this golf shoe and it rides perfect. I don't need the support, I don't need the warmth, I don't need the weight.
I got into it when I was 18. So coming out of high school, I had no self-esteem at all. And I started snowboarding, and it shows you what you are capable of again, you know, and it makes you dream. I mean, I'm in New Zealand. I'm out here, I got to meet everybody, and racing, I never thought I'd be on a snowboard and racing. So it's all pretty incredible.
Daniel Sharp is best known as a Paralympic swimmer, but his friends and family also know all about his love of thrills and spills. He's a total mountain biking nut. So it's not really a surprise to learn the blind athlete has put his name down for the Snowboard Champs, despite having not been on the snow in more than a year.
The mountain biking probably helps. It's the speed factor, and I'm used to riding the trails and stuff in the forest, so it's a similar sort of thing, especially racing the border cross. I've done a lot of four-cross racing on my mountain bike, so it's the same thing and same technique in that, it's just on a snowboard instead of a bike.
Daniel rides with a guide. Because he only has 5% peripheral vision, he has to turn his head at a specific angle to see anything at all.
These outriggers that I have here are more custom to me, my size, and how I like them. When you first start off, you'd have a bit of string that would come down here that would help bring the ski up, help people push along. I use them a bit differently. The ski flops around a lot more compared to someone else that would just be starting off. So I mean, they're more custom to my fit. The other ones you can adjust different heights as well. The idea is to not use them as much as possible. It's just like a ski pole, but they are there for the extra stability. And if they're on the snow all the time, it does cause friction, which does slow you down, which I'm not trying to do.
The weather forecasters had warned of changing weather patterns. Organisers of the snow sports feared the mountain might even close, but no one was going to pull out of those last-minute runs before competition. It's all about time on the snow.
Obviously, in the game that I'm in, a lot of it comes down to consistency, results and the feeling and all of that. And if I can raise the bar up as much as I can, then the bottom bar is going to come up as well. So it's going to reduce having those really bad feeling days. So it doesn't happen very often, so long as I have the different things that I'm working on, technique-wise, strategy-wise, and everything falls into place. For me, it's just about having fun for the week and showing up. And like I said, it's more of a training run for me. And yeah, try and show the other disabled kids what they can do. I mean, I'm still pushing my limits, and that's what training's all about. I mean, I train like I race like I train. There's no difference.
Barely 16 months post-injury, Quentin Smith has entered competition too. But it's not the only extreme sport he's into.
I was back paragliding tandem in about 6 months, and solo paragliding in about 12 months. So
you've been a bit slow getting back on skis?
Well, yeah, I had metal titanium rods in my back, which they took out in April, so they didn't let me ski before that.
Quentin has only had 5 days trialling the sit ski so far, but that's not holding him back from competing.
In the first 2 days, probably I was starting to get the hang of it, and yeah, I think I was picking up fairly quickly, but it's all good fun, eh? I really was just trying to get out and do the things I was doing before, so, just trying to find ways to do the same stuff and with the same people, basically.
All right, everybody else is coming in, but I've got a window of an hour where there's bi-ski available, and I've had a couple of runs and I've just got the bug, so I'm getting back out amongst that. The week before Snowsport,